8:31, and we're going to get started right now. So welcome everybody. My name is Joshua Dunsky, and this is Lisa, and hey Bob. And this is our 8:30 p.m. Weekly team call, Limitless team call. And we're just coming down off a huge high. We're actually not coming down. We haven't been sleeping. We're not going to sleep. We had, as you all know, an amazing retreat weekend, which we're going to talk about. And then Lisa's going to lay out a new document that her and Jen have designed and that you all have been anxiously waiting for, and we finally have it. So Lisa's going to go over that. But first, I really want to take this opportunity to introduce two very special people. They're brand new to the team, Mike and Elizabeth from Reno, Nevada. Everybody give a high five and a warm welcome. I want to say something. This is a true testament. Lisa did you go to Mike or Mike?
Yeah, like 2 years ago.
2 years ago, Lisa had been talking to Mike, and 2 years ago went by, and they just enrolled today. And there are people on this call. Dr. Brian took a couple years, So when people get frustrated that, people aren't enrolling right away, that's okay. That's okay. This is the caliber of people that we look for. We get to choose who we work for. You get to choose who you bring onto your team. And Elizabeth and Mike, they're those people. And so we're really honored you guys are here with us and grateful for you. And thank you for trusting us that this is the right path to go down. So welcome to you guys.
Thanks, guys.
Absolutely. So good to have you. So, this weekend, I don't even know where to begin. I mean, you guys see, I posted some pictures of this weekend of the retreat at our house, and you can just go through the comments and you get this vibration, you get the feel, and you see what happened this weekend. Many aha moments. Chelsea Sousa flew in from North Carolina for this. Aha moments. Jennifer Ayotte, Jody, Sarah. I mean, Mary Pierce, her first video. Give it up for Mary, everybody. Yay, that takes guts to do that. And Mary, it was phenomenal. You brought me in. Crystal. Where's Crystal on here? There she is. That video that you did, Jeremy, did you see her video? If you were, I mean, I don't know anybody who saw it that wasn't in tears, and it's incredible. And Crystal is another one. Listen, we're so honored to have you, and you've just been like running right out of the gates. And it's just it's so nice to be here in this place. And I feel so grateful that we found Isogenics. We found this company and this team that we have. There's so many more. Cynthia, Sarah, did you have an aha moment? Sarah Ackerman, where are you? Right? That's why we do these things, because, it doesn't matter how long you've been in the business or how new you are. Someone may say the same thing and all of a sudden, oh my goodness, what have I been doing? I get it. Right? Cindy with Drive the Line, the comp plan, you got it. You lit up. Right? And Bob and Lisa, that was your first event, right? You guys we were so honored you guys were there. So I just want to ask for a couple shout outs from people. You can just raise your hand if you'd like to talk and just unmute yourself. Anybody have a couple words to say about what went on this weekend, what you experienced this weekend in a timely way, because we have some stuff to do. Sarah, you go ahead.
Yeah, I would love to talk about this. And when Lisa asked me if I would, share a couple words from this weekend, I really had to sit down and think about what it was that I really learned about this weekend. And yes, we learned amazing information. We were really given the tracks to just run on, really tangible, doable things. But really, my biggest takeaway, and I know you've heard it over and over and over, and until you experience it for yourself, you're never going to truly understand the power of events. There is so much to be said for physically sitting in a room with all of these like-minded people who are all after the same dream, the same goal of bettering the lives of others while freeing themselves of any physical pain they might be experiencing. Tears were shed, friendships were created, bonds became unbreakable, and our belief is just through the roof. And so get yourself to an event.
Boom.
I have too many goosebumps lately.
Thank you, Sarah.
My hair is growing too fast.
Who else would like to share? Eliza.
Sorry, Jay's trying to do two computers next to me, and it sounds like I'm in like the stadium. So I definitely want to piggyback on what Sarah says. Events are monumental. I have one extra thing to add to that really quickly. And I don't know if I've ever shared this before with anybody, but maybe Jody. When you go to your first event, you'll never get, no, I believed that I would never get that feeling back again. There is nothing that you can compare an Isogenics event when you walk in that door to opening ceremony. There isn't, right? I have been chasing that feeling since NYKO of last year. I had that feeling again this weekend. And it was with 25 of us. It wasn't the room. It's the people in the room. And I'm pretty much still in the same clothes. I didn't go to work today. That's where I'm at. It was one of those moments. So if that gives you any indication that what you can get out of an event, whether it's 15,000 people or 20, get yourself there however you can. One of my biggest takeaways actually happened today. I had somebody that I was kind of recapping. You know, there was a few people today that were like, "What went on this weekend? Like, what happened in that house?" And I was like, "Yeah, if you weren't there, I can't. Right? You just can't." But some of the struggles that I think that probably across the board, anybody with kids or with commitments, there's that guilt that you can sometimes put on yourself that you are leaving your family behind when you attend events. And one of the things that came out of my mouth today that I think needs to be said and again, you are going to make sacrifices to get to an event. And I gave up my entire weekend with my kids for my kids because of the life I want for them. And I need to give up more now for them for later. So I know what a struggle it is to leave those kids behind. And anybody out there that is a single parent, I truly feel for you because I know that is even harder. But you're doing it for them. So please take that with like all of your heart. And that is a takeaway that I got today, even after going this weekend. So
awesome.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Eliza. Beautiful. Who else? Anybody else have some?
Real quick, because I think so many people have already captured what I wanted to say, but especially just because Eliza just said this and I want to piggyback off of this. I've said, this has come out of my mouth multiple times this weekend, and actually to Lisa today, not out of my mouth, but in a message. I said, gosh, I wish I had attended the last two of these, and there are reasons why people don't go. There are multiple reasons why you might not go to an event, right? There are multiple barriers that might present themselves. Yes, you might be away from your family. Yes, you might have to find a babysitter. Yes, you might be spending some money. I'm so grateful this weekend we had essentially a free training. How crazy is that? And it was soup to nuts training. But there are sacrifices, like Eliza said. And in the past, I wasn't willing to make those sacrifices. I remember there was always, nope, I have this, I can't do. I can't do it because I have this. I can't do it because I have that. I almost didn't make it to NYKO for multiple reasons regarding work. And I made it happen. And guys, you can't, like Eliza said, you can't bottle it up. Like you can only get the feeling from being there. You can't bottle it up and take it with you. Like we can all say, oh, it was amazing, it was life-changing, blah, 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 because it is. But it's, you can't describe, you can't do it justice. You have to go and you have to make their sacrifices, and it's always going to be worth it. And yeah, that's just totally worth it. And this weekend was a very different experience than any other because we were all together just being human beings. And someone, I think it was Bob Gamble, who was awesome to get to know you this weekend, Bob, was talking about the caliber of people that we were with. And, this company and our team is attracting amazing individuals that I want to spend time with. And I hope that, and I know that's going to continue, that we're just going to keep bringing in, you know, this great energy. So anyway, it was awesome. And you just can't describe it. You got to go to an event. I used to have FOMO every time I would see event pictures. Now I'm not going to have FOMO anymore because I'm going to be there. So
Thank you, Jennifer.
thank you guys.
Thank you so much. All right, one last one because we got to get to some training. Paul.
Yeah, so it really, just to piggyback on what Jen just said, is, you know, for me, you know, you go to NYKO at 6,000 people, you go to Celebration with 15,000 people, and then to go to something like this where there's only 20 people and you're all packed into one room, you're getting out, you're getting on the field and you're getting out of the stands, really is what it is. You are a participant. You're in that, you know, I'll call it an orchestra pit. You know, you're not up in the balcony. And to be transparent, I almost didn't go. You know, when you first announced it, Josh, I was like, yeah, you know, I wasn't that excited about it. And I can't remember if it was NYKO. You asked me about it, and you know, and I told you how I felt. And you're like, you're going to learn so much here. And it just, you know, it'll be really great. And it was in that moment that I committed to it. And I said, all right, I'll go. And, you know, you don't see it, but stuff changes over time. And what changed for me is I have 2 teammates now. I've got 2 people I'm responsible for. And how can I not go to this? You know, and even if I didn't have these people, how can you not go? Because these people are going to come on. They're, you know, this is what you attract. This is why you're here. This is, you know, this is the why. So it was, you know, just exceeded all my expectations. It was awesome. I think I've got 20 pages of notes, and I can't wait to sit down and, you know, and put them on my computer, and, you know, just to go through them again, to have them sink a little bit deeper. And, you know, Eliza, you're blowing me away again tonight. You know, what you said at the, on Sunday, and you just said something tonight about your kids and making that sacrifice. My first NYKO in 2015, Lisa DeMeo got up on stage. I think she was the first one. And she says, the very thing that you think pulls you from this business is actually what pulls you towards it. And that was just, that's, you know, it's amazing what you pull out of the training that you get. And I can't wait to, you know, keep learning from this weekend, you know, a year, 2, 3, 5 years from now.
Absolutely. Thank you, my friend. And thank you for coming and for being a good friend. And all of you, I just want to say there was a common theme this weekend. I kept saying, do people do what we do or do what we say? People do what you do. And that's it. And I'm so proud. We are in a team of doers. We're not just sayers, and one day it'll be great. That's why, you know, we're all on a journey. Everybody's on a journey, but that's why our business reflects that. And we have a go button anytime. So if you've been doing things that you are not going to do anymore and you're ready to now push the button, you can always restart. You can always restart. This business is very forgiving. And a lot of you have started that button again. And a lot of you are just climbing even higher. So we're going to get right down to work. I'm going to pass things over to Lisa, and she's going to do some training on that document that everybody's been dying for. And then afterwards we'll take some calls on this. This is our business training. We meet once a week, and we don't really talk about products. We don't talk about science in here. We talk about the business, and we get down to business, and we make business happen. So I'll turn it over to Lisa, and then we'll field some questions, and that'll be it.
Can I use this?
Yep.
Just set on the
Yep.
All right. Thank you so
Yeah.
much. Yep, I'm good. So, God, I'm not a crier, and you guys just move me. It's crazy. Stop it. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming this weekend. I know it's kind of like weird shoving everybody into not that we shoved you in, you know, all getting in a house together and sleeping over and doing slumber parties. I mean, how many people did we have in our bedroom? That was fun. And, you know, it's just
The little bitties.
The
giggly
bitties. And, you know, for Bob and Lisa to come, this was your first event. It's like, that's intimidating to come and spend the night and be with all these people that are wearing jammies and, you know, going, oh, I just, you know, it just, some people might be like, whoa. And everybody was so open and so authentic and so just played at 150%. So I honor everybody for that. And let's just give a nice, you know, hoorah to Josh for the amazingness he poured into everybody this weekend. I mean, he blew me away, and I listened to him talk all day long, and that was just amazing. Thank you, baby. So I will move right along because we do have a very cool very, very cool document for you now. So last week we went through the 7 steps to really, launch your business. So now we have a day 1 through 30 document so that you can start every single customer off the right way. So there's no more, going here for that, and, having questions on really what path do you follow. We've got a blueprint, we've got a track, and all you got to do is plug in. And so what's really amazing about this is not only is it awesome, and I'm tooting my own horn, I guess, because I helped create it, but it is awesome. And it's also duplicatable. All you've got to do is plug people in to the document or to the system. You go through those steps with them. They're going to go through those steps with the next person. And boom, nobody's going to sit back and say, well, I can't do what they do, or I can't explain the products like they do. Get rid of that, because we've got all the steps and all you got to do is plug in. So I'm going to share my screen and show you exactly where it is and walk you through it. Whoops. Sorry. I don't have my messenger off. So if anybody saw some private messages there, excuse me. All right. So this is our Team Limitless page on Facebook. So once you get to this page, all you need to do is click on the files section, or this scrolls a little slow when we're on a screen share. It's not scrolling. All right, let's just go here. Or you can go kind of down to the right and you can see most recent files. My Facebook's not working all of a sudden. Hold on, I'm sorry. I'm gonna close everything and try again. You can't do that. Oh, yes, I can. Sorry about that. Technical difficulty real quick. It's Josh's fault.
Yeah.
It's always his fault. All right, let's see. My Facebook doesn't want to work. Okay.
You just open up the file.
No, I'm here now. Okay. Sorry about that. We love technology. It helps us do our job. Okay, so back to the team page. You can scroll super slow. All right, so the most recent documents that have been opened or uploaded will be right over here. So this is the document, or you can go into the files section. If you're new, this file section is awesome because there's a lot of good information on how to get started, just some resources, a lot of resources. So here are the first 30 days. This is hands down your complete system on how to get your customers started off right, customers and associates. And the reason that we really want to focus on this is our customers are 88% of our business. So we really want to, attract customers, help them have an amazing product experience, and create massive retention. Our products are emotional. They're highly consumable. They have results attached. But if we're not coaching them through those first 30 days and really helping them and supporting them and letting them know that we're all here, they might not be around. Even if they do have a good product experience, if we don't, include them on every resource that we possibly can and let them know that we've got their back, then it's not the most amazing experience. It's just a great product experience. And we want to really show them what Isagenix is all about. So this is the document. And Jen, thank you so much for everything that you do. On the retreat, all of your training, all of your input. But Jen is really amazing at all this lovely technical stuff in our Facebook groups and beyond. So she does a lot of stuff using Evernote, which she just included me on, and I love it. So if you have any issues with being organized, I highly suggest you reach out to Jen and get a little 101 class. So this is the document, and what it's going to do is it's going to just show you step by step what to do. So your call number 1 with a customer or an associate is your enrollment call. So we should all be using the Eden Sloven process of how to explain your best recommended system for this person. Obviously, the enrollment call happens after you've already had the conversation gotten to their reasons why they want to use this program and their commitment to wanting to get started. So this number one enrollment call is really showing them what system you highly recommend for them. And then briefly mention if they're referring to friends, they can earn that $450 back. And it's bringing their, if they start on a value pack, bringing it down to $139. So, even if you're a little uncomfortable with that, just always mention it. You're going to get a bonus for enrolling this person. This is part of what you're getting paid for. Let them know that they can have that too. It's a disservice if you don't let them in on that. If they are like really excited to share, but you didn't tell them because you were uncomfortable with it, that's not fair. So just say it, get comfortable with it. It might feel uncomfortable for the first few times, but just do it. I mean, how many times a day do we spend complimenting people on something and telling you about maple cream, and nobody's going to get mad if you tell them how to go get it, All right. And then we have this great new website that Isagenix just made, welcome to isagenix.com. Beautiful start, because it's going to show them how to download the IsaLife app and get them started on IsaBody Challenge and expose them to a couple of little things so that you're not giving them way too much information on call one. And then you immediately want to make sure that you set up the next call. So within 12 to 24 to 48, you really, by day 2, you should be having this call. And you want to set up how to show them how to share with their 2. Now, if they are not interested in sharing, that's okay. But you really want to just share with them like you're so excited for them to start on their program. We're going to be this script is perfect. Thank you, Jen, for this. We're going to be working close together over the next 30 days. You'll be hearing from me a lot over this next week. And on day 8, I want to make sure we check in to see how you're doing and make any modifications or tweaks that are needed. So just, setting that pace that you're there. You're not enrolling them. They said, yes, hey, thank you. Here's your products and see you later. I'm on to someone else. That's not what we do in Isagenix. And this is just your template to make sure that you're covering all those bases. I know that people can get excited on enrollment call and sometimes forget to mention things. So if you have this document up, you're not going to be frazzled and forget about these things. So if they are interested in sharing, you're going to be having that call in the next couple of days. And this is also, if somebody says, hey, yep, I'm doing the business, this is your getting started coaching call. So you want to share with them and tag them in the getting started steps 1 through 8, which is the document we went through last week. These are all clickable links, by the way. And then make sure that they know what these steps are and help them through it, and give them the little tour guide. And then we have a new associate interview. So if they are interested in sharing with more than 2, or if it could be, something that they said, yes, I want to do this as a business, you're also going to want to do the new associate interview. You want to get the commitment that they're really going to put some time and effort into the business. You want to make sure that they're going to commit to an event. You want to make sure that you set up the proper expectations of what this business is and how it grows, and just really setting those expectations. You want to find out how to guide them on good days and bad, because customers have good days and bads, and so do associates. So you absolutely want to be in touch with them and understand how to work with them. And also, you're reiterating the fact that you're there for them. All right. Call number 3 is your walk the box call. So this is when you're going to, they've got their box and they're like, oh my God, what is this? I'm so scared. I'm so overwhelmed. So you want to make sure that you're walking them through that process. Because a big box can be overwhelming, but once you break it down, and we all know because we've gone through the program, once it's really explained, it's not that overwhelming. But a good idea is to either show them how to access these videos on the IsaLife app, or send them the links, or include it on their welcome on the Unleash You page, where they can see what's in their box, and they can see how to do a shake day and how to do a cleanse day. And let them know that you'd love for them to write out all their questions that they might have for that call. what this is going to do is it's going to take a lot of time off your plate, because they're going to have a really good snapshot of what is going to happen anyway. And then they're going to have all their questions ready, and you can just boom, 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 go through the questions. And the reason for that is you really want to have a good amount of time, or a bigger chunk of time, to help walk them through their back office a little bit. Make sure that they've been able to log in, or if they haven't, show them how to log in. Remind them about the IsoLife app if they haven't already done it. Walk them through that a little bit, how they have to opt into the weight management or the weight wellness program in order for you to see them. If you have not done that yet, if you have not gotten the IsoLife app, get on it and start playing with it and figure out how it works so that you can coach your people properly. And then at this point, you can go through the new member checklist if they are a customer, okay, and not a business builder.
Hey,
go
Lisa,
ahead.
add something really quick.
Yep.
If you choose to do those videos and unleash you, when you're introducing someone, let's say that they're not using IsoLife, or they're not using the app, I think it's really important that we treat each person's like welcome as individually. And so they feel extra special, that there is like a unique post for them and content for them. So I think that's just something to be mindful of as we're doing that kind of stuff, because we have over 3,000 people in the group. And the cool thing is that not everyone gets notified, right, when everyone's posting, except if they're friends with them. So I would just make sure that, when we're doing this, we're speaking, directly to the person that just got started.
Absolutely.
Versus like tagging and so forth and like multiple things, and then not that new person not getting the proper welcome.
For sure. Thank you for that. Yeah. I mean, always be giving value, always be adding value. And if you're about to post something or comment on something and it doesn't feel valuable, just rethink it. We always want to make sure that our new people and current people and old people are always, taken care of and part of our team and family. So day 5 of the program is call number 4. So whether or not you are altering the cleanse schedule, this call should happen on day 5. And it's because you want whatever products they're using to have, been in their system for the 5 days. They're typically going to be feeling really good about now, or maybe they're going through some detox symptoms and they're not feeling so good. But this is a perfect time to have a call with them with another team member. What that other team member is going to do is, one, it's going to help them get excited. If they're feeling great, that team member is going to say, hey, this must be so exciting. You feel great. Who do you want to feel this amazing too? That third party on the call is going to help you expose that person to another possibility of thinking of 2 more friends that they can join with them, and really keep people on that track to helping them get their products paid for, or helping them really start to generate a little income. And then also, like, if they're having a less than pleasurable experience, that third party team member can kind of take the brunt for you. Can say, oh, you know what, I felt the same way. I was really detoxing. Don't worry, that's a good thing. So many times, if some of our team members are struggling, we feel like we have to answer all the questions, or oh yeah, that's okay. Or we'll tag them on a, why am I getting headaches? But if you're having this day 5 call, that person can typically say, oh yeah, that's actually a good thing. And we've got a lot of great resources. And, say I'm on the phone with Jen and one of her people, and I'm like, oh yeah, Jen can tag you in some of our great articles that show you, all the different symptoms that you can experience during the first 30 days and all that wonderful stuff. So please, please, please use these calls and grab a teammate to help you with them. Social proof and community and support goes so far with everyone, and that's what we are. So it's very authentic to what we do. So we should just be doing this as a standard. Daily check-ins. So for the first 4 days to 7 days, you should be texting or PMing or sending them a voice message. And this is the day 1 of when they start the system. And you've already told them you're going to be very in touch with them. So just shoot them a little message saying, hey, how you doing? Congratulations on day one. Just want to make sure you've got your stuff laid out and you're ready to go. Or if you have any questions, please let me know. Day two, same thing. Hey, how was day one? Let's talk about it. I'm so excited for you, blah, 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 blah. But daily check-ins until you get to the next call. And always remember, when you're on one call, make sure you're scheduling the next one so that you're not forgetting about anybody. Everybody stays in your pipeline. And Jen put these beautiful examples of the private texts that you can send to them. Do not put these on Unleash You, because these are just for your people. So how has your first day been so far? You've always been beautiful. Now you're just deciding to be healthier, fitter, faster, and stronger. Remember that. Gorgeous. Awesome. And then, during week 1 or 2, you can be sending something like this. It takes 4 weeks for you to see your body changing. It takes 8 weeks for your friends and family to notice, and it takes 12 for the rest of the world. So keep going. So these are just very inspirational and motivational. Jen, you're so rad, like putting this stuff together. And even better, when someone starts sharing and they've got money on the way. It's a really good idea to do this, because some people throw these things away because they think it's one of those, here's a free credit card, just sign the line, and you've just, signed a loan amount for $500,000 and you got to pay back tomorrow. So make sure you let them know that this is coming. Mike and Elizabeth, this is coming. Day 8 of the program. So you've already told them that you'd like for them to check in with you on day 8. Obviously, if you don't hear from them, you want to go ahead and reach out to them. So you're going to ask them. You're going to say, listen, on day 8, I really want you to shoot me a note and say, this is how I'm feeling. This is what's going on. The IsoLife app is going to really help with this, because if they're using it, they're going to be answering this question every day. But if they're checking in with you and they're telling you about their amazing results, at that point you can say, hey, would it be okay with you if I shout you out on the product page, Unleash You? Because I'm super proud of you and I want everybody to see that. This is a public page, a private page, so you don't have to worry about anybody that's not in our family seeing this. But I'm really proud, and I want to share it. I want to shout it out for you. And then also ask them if they're open to writing you a thank you post on their wall, their public wall, and with no picture. But say, I can write it out for you, but it's a great idea to maybe spark some curiosity with those 2 people that you told me that might be interested, or we've already got your 2 people and there's a couple more that you're thinking, but you're kind of nervous to reach out to them. Would you be willing to just say, hey, thanks so much to my friend Jennifer Bennett for introducing me to this program. I feel this, and this. Simple, easy. If they're feeling great, they're going to want to do a thank you anyway. Jen, did you want to add something?
No, go ahead.
Okay.
I was going to in a second, but.
Okay. All right. Day 15, after day 8, you can let them ride for a bit because they know what they're doing. They're flowing. Obviously, you've already assured them that if they need anything, they can contact you, and they can also use the Unleash You page. But on day 15, send them a check-in note. Hopefully, if you've already got permission here, you can send them do a shout out on Unleash You again. And then on day 20, you'll have a scheduled call already, because on the last call you scheduled this one. So for their day 20, you want to have a call set up so that you can check in, find out exactly what they're interested in for the next month, make your recommendation based on their goals and what you think that, or what you would advise them for the following month. Ultimately, it's their decision, but we always, give them our advice because we've all done this and we are the expert here, and we know what it's going to take for them to be successful moving forward or to just maintain their awesome results. Make sure you have taught them well enough how to update their auto ship in their back office, and also that they can do it on the IsoLife app. Super easy. But many people have questions with auto ship when it comes to adding a new credit card or a different credit card, or maybe they wanted to shut it off and they couldn't figure out how to shut it off because you actually can't shut it off in the back office. You have to call in. So make sure they know these things. and that you're being completely, you know, open with them about all the different facets here. On day 30, you want to encourage them to take pictures and measurements and prepare some after photos that to go next to their before photos, which I guess, Jen, that's part of what we should talk about in the in one of these beginning calls, even though they're part of IsaBody, but I feel like maybe we should highlight that in case somebody isn't into IsaBody.
Yeah. I think there's two things I thought of. IsaBody Challenge, which is technically in welcome to isagenix.com, but I'm thinking that probably we also want to plant the seed of the $200 product coupon, right? And to get your pictures uploaded ASAP. And the cool thing is, and I don't like to pressure people into taking their pictures the day that they purchased. However, if they do, then that business volume will actually count toward the 500 BV you need. So typically those first orders are big order, big order volumes. Mm-hmm. And it just has to be 500 BV over a 16-week period. Yeah. And we know that people who are in IsaBody also tend to have larger basket, shopping carts anyways. So I don't know, do you think it's something that we briefly mentioned call 1 or something more in call 2 or it's both? I guess it's both, right?
Yeah, I would say it's both because you really, exactly what you said. If their first order can count towards it, they want to make sure they're signing up that same week so it will count.
Okay. Yeah. So I'll add that in. And then the other thing I wanted to bring up, because I'm actually experiencing this right now with someone, I'm like, shoot, I didn't actually go through like the 14-day talk with them. And there's a little script for that. And not that you need to maybe say everything word for word in it, whether you tag them in Unleash You or just kind of quickly go through, mentioning the symptoms and the detoxing symptoms that they could be experiencing. I know that it's in the day 5 when you're doing that 3-way prior to a cleanse. But, I think that might be something to throw in there.
Yeah. And, this is our first stab at putting all of this in a nice, concise place. So obviously, as great leaders, we are flexible and we grow with change, no problem. So if anybody is experiencing anything out in the field that they think that this should be tweaked, or one of these is like, man, that's probably not, my favorite part, or it's not really working, we are, always as a team evolving. So please be sure to speak up. Not that anybody here is afraid to do that. So wonderful. So use this document, get to know it, make sure you're using it. Whether or not you feel comfortable with aspects or not, just do it because you're giving the person you're doing this with permission to do the same. People do what you do, not what you say. So if you're doing it, they're going to do it, and it's going to really, set in that unconscious, wow, I can do this too. That's, I'm just following the steps. So that's what creates depth in businesses. That's what creates the compound. That's what creates duplication, radical duplication. So go out there and put this to work. And let me stop that share. I know we have a lot of chat going on, so I want to make sure we've answered questions. Ooh. And let me just take a look at those. Lots of thank yous. Oh, lots of thank yous. So the other thing that we're noticing is that the IsaLife app might not be working with everybody. Some people aren't able to log in. Some people, when they're first starting, maybe first day, it's not working. So I found it in Isagenix Business too. There's an email that you can email into, or a phone number you can call to ring in and ask them why it's not working. I know they did have some difficulty with Androids over our iPhones. Some phones have a bigger font, and that was setting the app off. It wouldn't take user IDs and passwords because their font was too big. So it's a brand new app. It's awesome. But we're going to have a couple bumps in the road. So make sure you're in touch with your people and letting them know that, we'll find out whatever information we can. We'll get it to you. Make sure you're giving them the resources to be able to follow up on stuff too. And make sure you're plugging into the app so that you know what's going on. Yes, Eliza, I'll post that and Unleash You too. Yep. I'll post it in both. I think that's all I had on that document. Does anybody have any questions? Just unmute and speak up if you do. Oh, good. Wow. Awesome. All right. So we're going to cover a couple more things, and then at the end, we'll take some more questions too. Or if anybody is wanting to share anything additional at the end, the floor will be open as well. So Josh can jump in real quick. Yep. Oh, there we go.
All right. That was awesome. Thank you so much, Jennifer Gabby Bennett. I'm going to say your full name from now on. And Lisa Dunsky, of course. You guys have been, and many more of you putting some of these documents together. Can't thank, big thank you, Jason. Big round of applause. You guys just, for those of you who don't know, these ladies, they really do. They work through the night sometimes to get us our information and get this up right so we can duplicate easier. So a couple things I want to call to your attention. Those of you that were at the retreat, you saw this. Those of you that weren't, I put together a document that we trained on starting your new associate off right. It is crucial that we go through those steps. I'm going to upload that into the file cabinet. I have made mistakes along the way. This is a journey, and but I will tell you, when I started doing this a few years ago, it makes all the difference in the world to go through and give your new associate realistic expectations. So we go through that checklist. There's about 8 or 9 of them on there. It should take about 10, 15 minutes, and then we go through the new associate interview. So if any of you haven't gone through it, that's okay. What I've done, I've reached out to some people and say, listen, Jimmy, when I first started you, I didn't know this, and I apologize to you, but I'd love to go through the new associate interview with you again, if that's okay. And that would light Jimmy up, because now there's more on the table that he understands. There's more that I understand. So don't feel bad about going back to someone and say, listen, there are things that we missed. When can we get together on the phone? Bob and Lisa and Lisa and myself, we have a call this week. We're going to go through some of this new stuff together, a coaching call. Dr. Bob and myself are doing that. Dr. Rob and myself are going to be doing this. So if you're starting new people off, go through those steps. If you haven't done it, you can always start right now. The new associate interview, you don't have to go through all 6, 7 pages, but choose some of the questions, maybe 4, 5, 6 questions that relate to the person you just brought on. So if they're all about weight loss and health, then ask them what their weight loss and health goals are. If they're about the business, also, you want to set some goals, because my job is to help people get to those goals. Your job as a mentor, if you're bringing anybody in this business, it's your job to show them how to do this with ease, right? We talk about this not being so easy all the time, but it's simple, right? We have the tracks that are laid down. We know what to do. So we have to make sure we do this. So if you're someone who really doesn't know what to do, you might be brand new in this call. And by the way, I want to welcome Mary Kate and Sam. I failed to say that in the beginning of this call. My apologies. Welcome you guys for being here. Don't be overwhelmed. We're going through some stuff that, I'm hearing stuff. I'm like, wait, I don't really get it. So, there's a lot of information. So don't be overwhelmed. There's a process to this. And it takes time. I just learned something this weekend as I actually saw Jody, Jody, how long have you been in the business, in the team? How long have you been here?
I started in December and started sharing in December of 2016 and started sharing January of last year.
Okay. I've been here for 6 years. Jody taught me something this weekend. Okay. So we never stop learning. We learn from you. You learn from us. You learn from each other. It's a constant cycle. It's a living, breathing organism. I'm at the gym today, and I probably listened to 4 or 5 trainings from other teams with David Norrie, Angelique, Chris Harder, Laura Stevens. We get this information, we filter it down to you. So we're constantly learning and teaching, constantly learning, and you're doing the same. So start your new person off right. If you feel confused, call up your sponsor and say, listen, can you go over this with me again? Because I really want to get this. And you practice. And if your sponsor, believe it or not, our sponsor is not in the business really. So we go to other people that we look to for advice. So you can work with anybody. Look at this whole team. There's not one person that's not going to help you on this team right now. So reach to your sponsor. And if they're not engaged, or maybe there's no connection there, reach out to someone else. All right. That's what makes us so beautiful. We all work with each other. So new associate interview, starting your associate off right. I'm going to upload that and getting that document, steps 1 through 8. And then what's that document called again? That new one?
That is the first 30 days.
In the first 30 days, those 4 things, it's the fuel to run the business. And everything else will just happen over time by getting to events and learning, doing more trainings. So everybody good with that? I don't want anybody leaving here feeling so overwhelmed like they can do it and I can't. Not at all. There's a lot of stuff sometimes. So feel good, and everybody's here to help. I also wanted to thank you for that feedback. You know, when Lisa and I were putting together this weekend, and Jen, yeah, exactly. Thank you, Cindy. Fire hose in your face. Who brought that up? Was that Jody Langelotti? What a great analogy. Anybody feel like they have a fire hose in their face right now? So when we put this weekend together, as we did the other retreats, our main goal was to deliver value. That was it. If we delivered one thing that was helpful, we did our job. And I know I did because I learned from myself. I learned from Lisa. I learned from Jody, Eliza, Jen, Chelsea, my sister. I learned from all of Sarah. So we had a great weekend, and I thank you again. And so we're going to open up the call right now for business questions only. We're not talking about science or nutrition on this call. And the last stop before we open up for questions, I'm thinking about putting together an onboarding night or half hour for new people to get on and do an onboarding. So we're kind of leveraging our time now. What do we do from day one type of thing? I haven't figured out an orientation. I haven't figured out the night yet. That's going to be tricky, but Lisa and I are going to work together to do that. Thank you, Jen. Maybe you can help me do that, Jen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you have time.
You have so much time. All right. So anybody have any thoughts? And there's no silly comments. There's no silly questions. I guarantee you, if you have that question, 8 other people want to ask, but they're not asking. So please do go ahead and ask. Eliza, did you have something?
Yeah. When are you doing your next are you doing a telomere presentation? When is that?
February 22nd.
What time?
Oh, we got to make links for it. It's going to be 9 o'clock.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's going to be 8 o'clock Chicago time. So this is what I did. One of our clinics in Chicago asked me to do it for their patients. And you know me, I'm a leverage guy. I'm going to do it for everybody. We're going to invite everybody on, maximize our time. So February 22nd is the telomere one, okay? And the next, is that Thursday?
March 1st, Thursday.
The next Thursday, March 1st, is TDOS, toxicity, deficiency, obesity, and stress. That's the system. That's our nutritional metabolic cleansing system. And so for those of you that haven't heard that before, if you want to explain the science, if you want to explain what this program is, not business, there's no business here. It's all about getting healthy. These are the calls you bring your prospects on. You say, hey, Wendy, we've been talking about this. I know you're on the fence about doing this program. I'd love you to come hear my partner talk about what this program does. He uses it in his clinic for his patients, and you're going to hear all of the information that I can't tell you. So I'd love you to come on as my guest. And you make that private invitation. A little key about invitations, people come when you personally invite them. And first of all, you have to generally care about them. Obviously, that's what this is. And then if you want to make a post, you can do that. But most people don't show up just from a post. They want a personal invitation. So thank you, Eliza. Did I interrupt you, or did you ask everything?
There was something else, but now I'm too tired. I forget. So
sorry. I ramble and babble. Jody.
Oops. I just wanted to. Okay, I'm good. I wanted to touch on a couple of dates of things that are coming up to make sure everybody's aware, if that's cool. So February 19th, which is next Monday, we're going to start the practice Zoom sessions again. They're going to be at 7:15, be about an hour long. So it'll give you some time to take a couple minutes before this call starts. Our next topic is actually going to be practicing your story. So I did post in Limitless today. You can use the 30-second template, or Josh and Lisa gave us a new formula that they learned at the Influencer Summit, and I posted about that in Limitless today. So take some time before the call next Monday and start to develop your story. If you're brand new and you have no idea what I'm talking about, you are still welcome to join us, and you can see what the stories will sound like. You don't have to role play or participate. You can just watch. That's fine. However, if I'm the only one participating, it'll be really boring. So, but don't feel like you have to participate if you're on. Those will be going every Monday indefinitely. We'll just kind of play it by ear. And if it seems like people are still interested in jiving, we'll keep doing it. February 21st, we're doing our next virtual party. For anybody who doesn't know what that is, it is about an hour long. We do posts, lots of transformations, a couple of live videos. It's a really great, easy format to invite your guests to. Personal invitations only. They need to agree to be invited to the virtual party, but it's an awesome way to first, second, or third exposure to Isagenix for people. So especially for new folks, you can message me or your sponsor, and we'll make sure we get you invited, and you can invite people to this virtual party. It's a really nice format. If anybody wants to participate by actually posting, most of the posts are scripted, so literally you're just copy and pasting. Chelsea, the virtual party is going to be at 9 Eastern Standard Time. And that's because we have the Experience Isagenix call is usually like 8 to 8:45. Okay. Sorry, distracted. March 10th is the Super Saturday in Springfield. That is almost sold out. So please, if you want to go, get tickets. Guests are always free. So again, for our new people, associates, you pay for your tickets, but you can bring guests for free. You do need to register their tickets on Eventbrite. That link is in the Limitless page as well. And then the June 23rd Super Saturday in Portsmouth went live over the weekend, and this being my first time, was pretty amazed at how many emails I got today about tickets that are being sold. So the early bird tickets for that are going really fast. So I recommend you guys get your tickets sooner rather than later. And then the last thing, if I can just share really quickly, because it's funny, I messaged a network marketer that I connected with, and used a super indirect approach of, hey, I don't really know anybody network marketing outside of Isagenix besides you. I value your opinion. I'm told our comp plan is really amazing. I love this company, but I would really love your opinion. And he just messaged me back and said, nice, super indirect approach. For that, I'll watch it. And then his second message was, and for that, I'll watch it.
Nice.
I love it.
Nice job.
That's so awesome.
Great. Awesome. And those of you, Super Saturday, big event, it's an opportunity, as Jody was just talking about. So please, if you don't live in the area, you have a whole team, a whole family right here that will welcome your guests with open arms. So if you know anybody in the Connecticut, Massachusetts, New York, New Jersey area even, people fly in. Look, we just had an event in Boston. Chelsea got on a plane and got her butt up here. So you can fly into these. So if you're talking to somebody about the opportunity and you feel like they should see this live, which they should, they come on board, they get in a room with us, and we show them what this company is, the integrity of this company, the integrity of the products, down to the science. And then we do talk about the opportunity. We talk about the ability to leverage this type of platform and really change their financial footprint. And, we learn the formula. Could be 2 years, could be 3 years, could be 5 years, right? We don't know when it's going to be. We don't know how fast someone wants to run, but it's real. And you're all living proof of what we've been doing, changing lives, right? So thank you for sharing that, Jody. Any other thoughts, comments, questions?
I want to add to that, that even if you're not in the area and you don't happen to know anyone in the area, you can certainly prospect around that area and send guests there. We will open the doors, open our arms, treat them like family, and make sure that they're well taken care of. Also, if you do live in another area, isagenixevents.com has all of the corporate events, and it also has associate run events. So always be checking and always be closing. Always be checking ABC. Always be checking isagenixevents.com so that you can see what events are popping up, and they pop up all the time. The Super Saturday Springfield is registered. Jody's event in June will be registered. Kudos, Jody, for just jumping in and just rocking a Super Saturday just like it's nothing. I love it. They are a lot of work, so I honor you for that. That's huge.
And Jennifer Ayotte, she just started, right?
Yes,
you just set up your own Super Saturday? Nice.
Yes.
This is it, guys. This is when this starts happening. That's what it's about.
I got to set it up. Jody's setting the precedent.
Nice. Love it.
Absolutely. And Eliza,
Liza,
going
that's
to be
right.
part
Yep.
of Jody's as well.
Awesome.
Jen wants to jump in here and talk about the calendar. I know we threw a ton of dates out here and you're like, when's the call? And there's this and that. So Jen's going to talk about our calendar really quickly. So you don't have to be thinking about, oh my God, how am I going to make it to all these or where are they? And so go ahead, Jen.
So I created a new calendar because I wanted it to be our Team Limitless brand. So it will be Team Limitless at iCloud.com, and that's what you're going to be subscribing to. So Jody and Eliza, if you can just stay on at the very end, I want to make sure we get all those like important dates that we're rattling off for everyone. And I guess I would like feedback. My thought was having, if I can, I'm just going to show really quick if this is cool. Share my screen. My thought was having different calendars that you could subscribe to. So that way there's a lot of great corporate training calls that happen on a weekly basis on Mondays and Tuesdays. And then, our Team Limitless training, and then the campaigns. Like right now it's the February, frenzy. So you can click into this event and you're going to get all of the details of like what it is, the website, and all that information. So it's just a really, easy place to get the, the resources and information that you need. I'm just going to look at this from a week perspective really quick so you can see, what it looks like. And then you'll get, the login information, right, to our team calls. And then what I'm going to do is do all the events, like the corporate events. So then these are just, again, 4 different ones that you can subscribe to. I don't know if people prefer them just being one to subscribe to, or if it's helpful to break out and prioritize, corporate training versus Team Limitless training and so forth. So I don't know what anyone's thoughts are on that. It's easy for me to make the switch to one if people feel that that's better.
I love it. That is fantastic.
So I'll post, I guess I can post the links, or I don't know if anyone wants to give live feedback right now.
I love it.
This is awesome, Jen.
I
Awesome.
love it, and I love the subscribe to multiple, because then people can opt into what they want to see.
Right.
So I think that's a great idea to have the multiple subscription option.
Yeah, and I want to point out too, because these are happening right now. They actually just started again this week. On Monday and Tuesday nights, corporate does 4 different calls. The first one's associate to become a consultant, and then advance to manager, reach director, and push to executive. So these calls are listed here. They're every Monday and Tuesday. So if you have, people that are appropriate for these calls, make sure that you're reaching out and letting them know. I think I would say probably like the big one is, encouraging someone to get to consultant, right? The manager call is obviously during our time, but these other 2 on Tuesday nights are great too. So.
Awesome. Thank you, Jen. This is beautiful. Huge help.
I just have to say we have the best team ever. You guys are so rad. So many awesome leaders here, stepping up, doing the taking stuff on and owning it, and we're just so proud.
We are so proud.
So awesome.
So there are, as you can see, there's a lot of training. There's a lot of different calls out there. And Jen, that's awesome. In one place, just to have that. Super, super grateful for you doing that. Thank you. This is your team call. This is your board meeting. Monday nights at 8:30. Those other calls, we get on them when we can, but make sure you're on this call, because this is for all of us. It's for all of you. You guys decide what we do, basically. You're the board. And so when we want to go in a different direction, it's from you. If we want to get stuff done, these campaigns that Lisa and Jen, Gabby Bennett put into play that we brought back from influencers, the only way to get you the information is this Monday night. So when you enroll someone new and they have an interest in the business, invite them on. Once they're enrolled, they can come on to this call. They're a part of the team, and they can sit back and just watch, or they can participate. But it's real important. Every Monday night, 8:30, don't miss this call. Make a dedication to yourself and a commitment to yourself and your team. And I want to thank Jody also for doing those training calls. That's huge. Those practice calls, we have to practice to real people in real situations, because you can't just practice behind the scenes. but you also have to practice behind the scenes. You got to do both. And I've been guilty of not practicing behind the scenes a lot. So thank you for putting that together, all of you.
Cool.
Any last minute, and we're going to jump off here and let people enjoy the rest of
Crystal
this.
raised her hand at the very beginning.
Crystal. I was
And
waiting for
Bob.
Oh, Bob. Okay. Crystal first and then Bob. Ladies first. Sorry, Bob.
Oh, that's right. I thought I've only been to one before, and I thought you were doing random shout outs. So I can save mine till next week because it wasn't a retreat shout out.
Oh, no. You're being called out now.
Oh, okay. Well, Eliza is helping my brother, who's doing a very foreign idea to me of a 16/8. And not only did she spend like hours putting together a little package of information, but she's going to start doing the 16/8 for the next 2 weeks so that she can actually feel what he's feeling. So I just thought that was like so beyond, way above and beyond. So thank you, Eliza.
She does the do. This is what I'm talking about. You
More
guys
goosebumps.
do. Yeah, more goosebumps. That's incredible.
Yeah,
Bob.
what is that?
What is that? Yeah, I don't even know.
Let's find out offline.
Yo, fun. Go ahead, Bob Gamble.
I think Jody exemplified the philosophy of some will, some won't, so what, by getting completely bagged by that network marketer and laughing about it, not being all freaked out and miserable and bummed out, just laughed it off. That was awesome.
So cool.
Cool stuff. All right, guys.
I think that was the best part of Jody's day, actually.
Yeah.
I love it.
All right. Love you guys. Thanks for showing up at your best. Always be your best. Give your permission to make mistakes. Give yourself permission to be great. And let's do it. We'll reconvene. Anybody need me? Lisa, reach out. We're here next Monday night. Thanks, guys.
Leave the call open for Jen.
And I'm going to leave the call open. Jen, stay on. Who else did you want to stay on?
Jody
and Eliza, just to do the calendar really quick.
Awesome. Good night, everybody.
That's
Thanks
cool.
for being here.
Night.
Hey, Josh, I also just had an idea. Your statement you created.
I missed. Wait, Jen.
You know your vision?
You were all broken up for a second. I didn't get any of that.
Your vision statement that you created at the end of the retreat.
Yep.
We should say that at the beginning and or end of our calls.
We should. Just to be clear, I didn't create it. I got it from somewhere, and I don't know where, but I will still say it.
Oh, whatever.
I just don't want to take illegal credit. So there it is.
Well, I don't think that much. Well, if we want to, I just thought
No.
it was.
No. I will. I will actually. I meant to show that to you before we started. I wanted your feedback on it, so I'm glad you actually brought that up. I totally forgot about it. You liked it.
Yeah. I don't know what Eliza and Jody
Eliza
thought.
and Jody, you guys do?
I actually stole part of it for a post that I'm going to put up tonight.
I actually already posted it with my thoughts from the weekend. I took a picture of it. So
Jen,
The pressure's up.
you want me to say it or to post it somewhere?
I don't know. I was just thinking. I don't know. It kind of just came to me like thinking out loud. If we like said it right at the beginning or the end of the call or something, it just kind of became a staple. Just like Isogenics is always saying, and maybe at some point too, we say the mission statement of Isogenics. Because I think it's like, I know Jody just rattle it off, right? But I think if we repeat it over and over again, then more people will.
Really interesting that you bring that up, Jen, because I've been trying to think of something like that for all of our videos on Unleash You, because one of the things that I absolutely love that I would love to model that that they do in Strong Confident Living, she says the same exact thing when she opens up every single live video. And it's like, it's right, it's simple, but it drives that consistency through a call, through a video. It's just that mission statement over and over. And I think it's really a great idea.
She brands herself. They brand themselves very well. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm going to make a note. We're going to do that.
Love it.
Love it.
Okay.
One other thing that I know Lisa was talking about too, and we just haven't decided on a date for these, but I had offered to do a cleanse coach call, Zoom, like 15 minutes weekly for people to hop on that are new to cleansing. So that would be something else we need to think about to add to the calendars for people, especially for the new people that are sharing that don't know how to coach their new people.
I love it. Thank you for
Yeah,
doing it.
I wanted to just, if you girls are cool with it, because it would be really helpful. And I created this a week ago and I freaking forgot to post it to share with people. But I would love to just give you girls the login information if you're comfortable with that.
Yeah,
I don't want to make it public so anyone can change it, because I would obviously be, paranoid someone would delete something by accident. But if I can give each of you the login, then we can just all be responsible for it. I know Josh, Lisa has it, but I can give it to you too. And then that way we can all save it on our phones, like we're the, admins of it, and we can always be making edits to it. And then that way, and then Jody, if you want to add in all the extra things that you just mentioned, that'd be really awesome.
Yeah, sure.